Hello everyone, and happy holidays to you. Welcome to another guided meditation practice. Here at Evo Faith, we believe that intentional spiritual practice empowers us to master the only world we can, the one within us. Mastering our inner world is one of the most powerful and profound skills we can ever learn, because when our inner world changes, everything changes in our outer world, even if nothing changes. This week we're celebrating Christmas. And so we're exploring the Christmas principle of incarnation and how we can live more intentionally as incarnations of the divine. As you prepare yourself for the meditation ahead, why not put on your favorite Christmas music and let it fill your space as you do the following readying practices. If you haven't already lit the first 4 Advent candles, then I invite you to do it now. And then still yourself. Breathe deeply and slowly, and get grounded for a moment. And then when you're ready, light the 5th candle, the white Christ candle. And now spend a few moments gazing at the flames of all your candles as you consider this focus question. What does incarnation look like for you? And now as a prayer, I offer you these words from Madeleine L'Engle. You may want to repeat them a few times and allow their message to sink into your soul. There is nothing so secular that it cannot be sacred, and that is one of the deepest messages of the Incarnation. There is nothing so secular that it cannot be sacred, and that is one of the deepest messages of the Incarnation. There is nothing so secular that it cannot be sacred, and that is one of the deepest messages of the Incarnation. Now, before we move into the meditative part of today's practice, spend some time engaging with the whole idea of incarnation. Again, I encourage you to pause this video, switch off your music, and click through to the podcast, which was posted on Wednesday this week. It'll help you to focus your mind, heart, and soul around the challenges and mystery of incarnation. It'll also offer you some thoughts on how I understand and seek to live an incarnational life. And I'll wait here for you while you do that. So welcome back. I hope you found that reflection on incarnation meaningful and thought-provoking. Now, in the light of those thoughts, I want to invite you to engage more deeply with incarnation for yourself. And again, the following questions and exercises are designed to help you connect with your deepest thoughts, feelings, and experiences of incarnation. And they will help you to develop some intentional practices that strengthen your experience of incarnation, regardless of what's happening in the world around you. So let's begin with exploring the stories you tell about incarnation. When you think of incarnation or being an embodiment of the divine, what stories come to mind? Are they your own stories or those of someone else? Do they lead you into a deeper experience of the divine within you and around you, or do they create a separation between you and spirit? What makes these stories so representative of incarnation for you? How do these stories capture your heart and shape how you feel about incarnation? And once again, you may want to use some of this reflective time to journal your stories now. You could even write your own story of incarnation in your journal and use it to reflect more deeply on incarnation through the week. So now I invite you into that reflective space once again so that you can do this work around your incarnation stories. And now look a little more carefully at your stories of incarnation. What words appear most often in your stories? What is your incarnation vocabulary, the words and phrases that you use most often when speaking about incarnation? Where do these words come from? Are they yours, or have you learned them from someone else? Are they the words you would want to be speaking about incarnation in your life? What other words might you want to use instead? How do these words impact how you think about the divine, yourself, and your nature as an incarnation of spirit? Does your vocabulary strengthen your capacity to live as a little incarnation, or undermine it? If you've journaled your stories, once again you could go back and underline the key words, or you can just write a list of the words and phrases that you use most around incarnation. And again, you can go back to your journal to do more work with this through the week. But for now, let's just go back into that reflective space so that you can have some time to reflect on your incarnation vocabulary. Now let's take some time to reflect on symbols of incarnation. What symbol or image or metaphor best represents incarnation for you? Do you treasure or possess any symbols that relate to your experience and perspective of incarnation? Do these symbols strengthen your capacity for incarnational living or undermine it? What symbols of incarnation would you like to keep with you as a reminder to live incarnationally when you go through tough or challenging times? And again, in this reflective time, you could search online or in magazines for images and symbols, this time of incarnation, if that would be helpful for you. You may want to print out some images and paste them into your journal or download them to your phone, or you could make yourself a physical, three-dimensional version of your favorite incarnational symbol and keep it in a prominent space in your home. Of course, if you'd prefer, you can focus just on doing the reflection work now and then do the practical work later. Now, either way, let's go back into that reflective space so that you can do a bit of work with your incarnation symbols. And now finally, what rituals, if any, do you have around incarnation? Are there certain things you like to do whenever you feel the need to be more intentional about incarnational living? Are there certain habits that you've developed around embodying spirit in your life? How are these rituals and habits impacting your ability to live incarnationally in good times and bad? And now consider how you can be more intentional in nurturing your incarnational nature as a spiritual practice. What rituals could you adopt or create for yourself that can train you to be more intentionally and automatically incarnational in your living? That can help you to be more deliberate about living as an incarnation of the divine. What benefit might you gain from nurturing a more incarnational way of being? I'll spend a few moments now considering a simple ritual of incarnation that you could create for yourself as a way to strengthen your capacity for incarnational living. And so go back into your reflective space now as you consider your incarnation rituals and habits. And now, as we prepare to end this practice and return to the business of living, I encourage you to create a mental touchstone of incarnation for yourself. And as we've said before, it can be a breath prayer, an affirmation, or a mantra. Whatever you can say in a single breath and remember easily. And keep that with you, preferably in your mind or on your phone or somewhere easily accessible when you need it. And whenever you feel the need to be more intentionally incarnational or to strengthen your experience of incarnation in a particular situation, repeat your mental touchstone either silently or out loud as many times as you need. Just doing this will help you to reorient your heart, mind, and body toward incarnational living more consistently. And that's our meditation for this week. Thank you for sharing in this practice, and stay connected to the sacred.